Brigadier General in Reserves, Erez Winner, Shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
Chairman of IDF, the Bitronistim, and a few words, first of all, about values. You mentioned in the Knesset some time ago that there are values missing from the IDF, and you know our viewers see the stories, see the bravery. What values do you call on bringing into the Army, and really how do you relate to the fact that our soldiers, the commanders, are brave heroes, courageous? What are you talking about?
I'm not talking about values missing in the troops, in the field. I think that what we saw in the last 2.5 years is an extremely highly values by all definition. What I'm mentioning or what I'm referring is to what comes from above. Mm-hmm. Israel, the IDF, has changed the core values, the list of the core values, several times in the last 2 decades. Mm-hmm. It happened in 1994 when Oslo Agreement, not without a reason, when major values like Ahavat Haaretz, like the love of the country, was taken out of the list of the values. And other elements like victory and like the procession of the mission were taken out, and instead all kind of words were bringing in, like representation and the mamlachtiyut.
It's what we're seeing around the world also. It's about being politically correct. It's about
more politically correct, more pluralism, more postmodernism. And what happened is very simple. That list of values didn't really get through. People didn't refer to it. We're making fun out of it. And what happened in the last war is, although there was an attempt to suppress the Judaism, the core values that we want our soldiers to come with and to have them in the battlefield, mm-hmm. We saw it flourishing from
below. So some would tell you, you know what do you care? There's this list. Look at our warriors. Why is it still important for you to fight this battle?
I believe in as I believe in the Torah, I believe in the military doctrine as well. And I think that although we see our soldiers behave in the right way, I want us to teach them in the right way. I want them to really have the support from above to what they feel in their heart from bottom. And when that happens, things will happen more easily and more freely. And tomorrow there will be no more war, hopefully, but we will still have to educate our soldiers. I want them to educate in the right way.
How do you explain really also, especially to our audience abroad, what's so terrible, some would say, you're exaggerating, maybe you're religious, with combining female fighters in the IDF?
It all starts from what is your core value. If your core value is a shivyon, is equal. Everybody has to be equal, which is very nice when you talk about university, when you talk about work environment. But in the military, there is only one major value, and this major value is victory. I do what is right to get the victory. And when I look on experience from many other militaries around the globe, especially the American one, who had more than 20 years of attempts to combine women in combat duties. You see, they're totally difficult, totally physical abilities, actual abilities. And there is issues of when you mix the unit in the field, not in the offices, not even in a pilot cockpit, but when you have to live in the same APC, or to stay in a house in Gaza or in Lebanon together, you bring all kind of issues that eventually are flooding the ability to win, or to focus on winning the war and not mixing things around.
Now a few words about really the battlefield, and we're seeing in the south and Gaza. Some are trying to understand what's next, and also in Lebanon. How do you see it as you look at the bigger picture?
The bigger picture is that Israel has changed her concept of how to run wars. We neglected, after a very long time, the the thought that we can contain, that if we will just won't do anything, the other side will behave the
It'll
same.
calm down.
If we will just bring them some money or workers or any and other economic issues, they will prevent themselves from acting terror against us. And I think that today, especially after October 7th, the new concept is to fight a decisive war and to impose on our enemies and to prevent them from having ability to harm us. And this is why Israel have to control the entire Gaza Strip, and Israel has to control several areas as a safety zone in Lebanon and in Syria. And this is why we have to deal with the Palestinian Authority issues that we've delayed for too long.
Exactly. You're mentioning the Palestinian Authority, and the world, the West, are telling us, why don't you bring the Palestinian Authority into Gaza? Maybe, with a few adaptations. But you're saying, no, they're the big enemy.
I'm saying that the Palestinian Authority, the armed and dangerous Palestinian Authority, who is involved with incitement against Israel all year long, which is paying terror and murderers monthly payments. This Palestinian Authority, that the only reason that they still exist in the current structure that they are, is that Israel is fighting Hamas in Judea and Samaria every night. Mm-hmm. This Palestinian Authority is irrelevant, is dangerous, and having 50 or 60,000 armed terrorists, calling them policemen or any other name you will call them, that tomorrow, or when they will decide, will find ourselves with October 8 in one morning, God forbid. I think that this Palestinian Authority should be dealt with in advance.
How?
And not fighting the day after on what kind of investigation committee we will establish.
So?
How? The basic and the best answer, and the best solution that I see is in the area of Professor Moti Kedar, Emirates solution. Mm-hmm. We know that there is no Palestinian nation and there was never a Palestinian state. And we know that there are families and there are tribes and there are different cities and different organs. And we have to bring them back to that position. And we have to start by dealing with the armed elements of the Palestinian Authority, dealing with SOAR, dealing with garbage, dealing with other issues. This is one thing. Education we have to deal with as well, because as long as they teach the incitement that they are teaching, we will never be able to finish that problem that we're facing. And immigration, not to forget, even in Judea and Samaria.
Okay, Brigadier General in Reserves, Chairman of the Bitronistim, Erez Winner, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.